Hi, this is Group 11, and we're about to present our final pitch. Let's be honest, parking can be quite dreadful and it can be hard to find, extremely pricey, and can ultimately cause you to lose unnecessary time. Even here at the U, it is impossible to find a spot quickly and conveniently without wasting gas driving through each garage level. Having similar issues? Well, there's an answer. Introducing U Transport, the app that finds parking spaces so you don't have to.
With the U-Transport app, you will no longer have to waste time or worry about being late to an occasion due to not being able to find parking spaces. With the app, you're able to see all the near available and filled parking spaces so you don't have to waste your time driving around and looking for parking spots. The U-Transport app also lets you see the nearest paid and free parking so you're able to compare what the cheapest price is. The app also has a feature that lets you compare nearby gas prices. By being able to compare gas prices and nearby parking prices, you are able to save money. Overall, our app is designed to reduce your stress by being able to find and locate an available parking spot immediately and allowing you to save some extra money.
So, with competition, the parking industry is highly competitive. There are numerous apps and services vying for a slice of the market. While some of these apps focus on general parking solutions, others cater to specific demographics or offer niche features. However, many of these services fall short when it comes to addressing the unique needs of students and especially those commuting, and that's what our app will focus on.
Okay, moving on to our roadmap. For now, to get this thing started, our plan is to primarily implement this system into college campuses because that's where all of us are finding this to be the biggest issue. Once we gain a little bit of traction after implementing this into the college parking lots, we'll start putting it into areas where parking can get really busy, like stadiums or malls or other highly trafficked areas. Once that goal is achieved and we get it into all of those areas, we're going to work towards implementing this app into all the devices. So moving forward, it turns into just a common habit to check that app whenever you're going to a busy area so you can find somewhere to park.
To reduce the risk, we did some tests. We tested the app on campus with the students in order to get their feedback. As we asked them a few questions, they seem genuinely interested in the app. They feel it is useful and add value to their daily lives. Also, to reduce the risk of failing, we open the app for campus students first and see how they use it and how they feel about it. If they have any problem, they can always click on the help button. We also interview few people in the mall because we want to see how other people will respond other than the student, and we get pretty positive response from them as well.
So on the financial side, we broke up the costs needed to get this business off the ground into two different areas. We broke this up into startup costs, into recurring costs. So for startup costs, we believe that we're going to need to pay for app development, which is going to be about $40,000, server infrastructure, which is going to be about $10,000, which is going to be needed to host our app and allow it to run. And then business startup fees and costs at about $7,000. And then on the recurring cost side, these are all costs that we're going to have to pay per month to keep our app maintained and to make sure that we're reaching the appropriate amount of customers. So for our reoccurring costs, we said $300 a month to maintain our server, $1,000 a month in licensing fees, and this would mostly go towards licensing out the GPS usage in the app, and then marketing would be $1,200 per month, and that's going to be used to target the college campuses that we want to market our product at. And then lastly is app maintenance, and we're expecting this to be about $1,500 per month, as we'll have to pay a programmer and a designer to make app changes as customers give us feedback. So going through that, we're seeking $150,000 to help get this app off the ground. We're going to use this money to hopefully become operational in those high demand areas like college campuses. And then this initial seed money is going to be hopefully able to keep our business operational without the need for any revenue for about 6 to 8 months, so we can get a really large scale impact or idea of how this app is going to impact the market.
Okay, after we talked about all the financials of this, let's dive in to what our goals for the app is. So short term, if we do get that money, we want to, our first goal would be to create, build, and install all of the necessary equipment to get this app up and running. That would include the parking sensors that we would need, and any extra development we would need for the app. But more long-term goals we have for this is our marketing plan. We want to use popular platforms, so a bunch of social media, and other brands to grow our audience. And that kind of ties into our third goal, which is we plan to partner with a bunch of companies, and make profits through advertisements and monthly subscriptions for the app, which would just be like additional things that we would have within the app. But those are kind of our goals. So if we jump to the next slide, that will tie us into future vision and growth opportunities. So our future visions, we want to create brand awareness and increase customer retention, as all startups do. But we really want to focus on that brand awareness as we are getting started, which leads us to the growth opportunities. As we're trying to grow, we really want to develop a strategic marketing content program so we can establish our ideal customer profile and market to all of our target demographics. While we're doing this, another growth opportunity is to develop relationships with other brands and companies, kind of like I was saying in the goals before. We want to partner with similar companies and companies that have similar demographics to us so we can grow alongside of them. But if we jump to the next slide, this is kind of our prototype as we were talking about the app. If you look at the top left at those two black icons, those were two potential little icons that we would use. So as you open your phone and you go to click on our app, those are two different options we have. And then when you open the app, this is an example of what it will look like. To the right, it will show all of the open parking spaces and have a little available tag, like the green tag on the bottom left. And then we'll give you directions to find that space. And then the map will just look like a normal map and give you directions to go find it. But this was our prototype that we were using when we were doing our testing. And that's pretty much all we have for you today. Thanks for listening to our UTransport app.